I think I installed. I think I installed it. Read AI meeting notes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's from me, right? Not from you.
I'm not recording.
Um, yeah, I don't know how I installed, and then it show, you know, on every, not only Zoom, but maybe I
See
mentioned
if
it,
there is maybe an extension on Chrome or.
but it's, yeah, whatever it is. Um, good.
Okay.
So
Did you have a chance to review the materials I sent?
no, no, it was my mistake. So we set this meeting. I had no time to prepare at all. Yeah, but we rather go through what we want to about the plan, because on Monday I'm going to be at KLA, but I will be. One of the things I need to be better on planning and say clearly what, and basically I always 99% underestimate, or I wish, but yeah, not plan well in terms of not much time. Yeah, I'm pretty busy on other things as well. That is very important. So anyhow, I need to be better on planning. Bottom line, that maybe you can help me on that as well. Yeah,
What are you using for your personal project planning, if anything?
yeah. Oh, you mean at work?
Oh, well, at home, at work.
Yeah, at home is, you know, it's funny. I'm a program manager, but I'm pretty not organized at home. And well, I made a lot of attempts to improve myself. Uh, the main problem for me to be consistent, rather than to pick the best of the best, system. The last thing I made, and it's kind of moving on, and it's helping me. I have this type of it's remarkable type of
Oh, yeah.
note taker.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I try, really try, and in maybe, let's say, 60-70% each morning, I'm going to this, and I'm just make a note, kind of what is the things
Mm-hmm.
that usually there is more than I can do.
There
uh,
always is.
yeah, I do have, and then I limit, like, what is really important for me. I put some sign on the side, and then during the day I'm kind of review it again. That's what I'm right now. I do have multiple, like, pages. That is general page on overall my home. For example, me and my wife put some home chores, but and I try to do like today and just limit few things, but from overall, just
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I'm overwhelmed, on when I'm not doing what I'm planning. I found myself like, Alexei beat myself, and then my another spiritual coach saying, you should not do it, my friend, move on. And so anyhow, but I trying this system. It's, yeah, but that's what I do.
Are you familiar with the getting things done methodology?
Getting things done methodology.
GTD, getting things done, David Allen.
No, but maybe you
Okay,
can.
that was life-changing to me when I discovered it, maybe 15 years ago. The main idea is very simple. You have so many pieces of little to-do lists, unfinished emails, notes, and in your brain you're always processing something that the thing is to get everything out of your brain out of all the little pieces and put it in one place. And this one place can be a physical inbox or a virtual inbox, but just absolutely everything. You just write it down, and then you need to process it, because just writing it down is not enough. The first step is to just sweep everything that's on your mind and put it down, and then you process it. The next big thing that the big aha was to-do list, because the to-do list has to be actionable. So when you say, I think his example was he moved to a new town and he put on his to-do list was find a dentist on the to-do list, but this is not actionable because it's actually a project. It's not a to-do, it's not a task. You need to break down. You're a program manager, so you should know.
Yeah. So you're asking to break it down to the smaller, simpler
Tasks,
action,
right?
right.
Task and then action. Right. So and then everything is actionable. So the only thing you put down on your to-do list is call Bob and ask him who his dentist is, right?
Gotcha.
So to me, that was a breakthrough. My method is this. I use Post-it notes, and I have Post-it notes everywhere in every single corner of my house. So if something comes across like, oh, I have to remember to do this, I write it down on a Post-it note. And then it sits in a receptacle. Another thing that David Allen suggests, and it's a very, very, it's a short book and it's available on Audible. So if you don't have time to read it, it is truly
done, David.
Let me text it to you.
That will be awesome. That's another thing, because you will text me over WhatsApp, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm texting it right now in Zoom.
Yeah, but how I get this from Zoom to my whatever to-do list or the place that because once we close the WhatsApp call, how I can.
Okay, I'll message it on.
No, but it's okay, but because it will be train me how yeah, but send me to here and I will put it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you Google GTD, it's like a religion. There is so much around it. There are tools and methodologies, but you can get bogged down with this. It can be as simple as a Post-it note. So another thing that he suggests is, well, let me step aside. I'll just tell you what I'm doing based on David Allen and a couple of other methodologies. The big pile of Post-it notes can get overwhelming because you don't know
what happened to me. My experience is sometimes I open my workbook. I have a so what I do is I have this type of book at work and at home for my personal other stuff, and I can open it and then I see like
okay. So here was my breakthrough, and that is actually from the world of product management. They talk about big rocks and small.
What is it?
Big rocks and small.
Big rocks and small sands and put more. Yeah.
So this actually works for anything. So when I look at my pile of things, it gets overwhelming, but then I sort them and I do it maybe once every 3 or 4 weeks. So I have 3 big buckets. Boulders, the big things that will take massive effort. Maybe I should like set aside the whole day. Something like, I don't know, sort out stuff in the garage. That's a boulder. Then there is
boulder, you say?
Boulder, like a big rock.
What is the name? I just don't know English.
Boulder,
Bouldder.
You know, like in Tahoe, they have this big rocks in the
BU.
See.
Boulder. Okay. No, I like to learn Okay, that's beautiful.
So like a big rock. I don't remember how it is in Russian.
Skala.
No, it's smaller. Skala is not movable. It's
Yeah.
like okay, I don't. The
Okay.
second category, so you put things into that pile, and there are not actually that many because hopefully you don't have a lot of massive things to do. Then the next category to me is the rock, булыжник. So it's heavy, but it's maybe 2-3 hours worth of work, worth of effort. It's writing a proposal or trimming the cat's nails. I have 4 cats, so it's a rock
You
level.
have four cats?
Yeah, 4. Yeah. So
I have 2
it's
dogs.
4 times 4. That's a lot of nails to trim.
I see. Oh my God.
So that's a rock. An errand to go do something, doctor's appointments, stuff like that. It's a rock. So then you have a second pile that is smaller, that's bigger than the first one. And then the third category, I call it sand. These are the little 5-minute, 10-minute things that are actually blocking you from doing the big stuff because it's all mixed up and you don't know how to prioritize. So I have a big pile of sand, and if I have 30 minutes between the meetings, I can just grab 5 or 6 of those pieces of sand and just be done with them. Because they just sit there in your to-do list and they create chaos and anxiety. So that's
Right.
so boulders, rocks, and they have to be in like separate receptacles so they don't interfere with each other. So that's one level of prioritization. And then there's another dimension, and that's straight from David Allen, and that's the label. So some of the things can be done, has to be done when you're at your computer. So the label will be at PC or at computer. So I have sand level tasks that has to be done at the computer, but I can knock them out in 30 minutes at most. But they can only be done at the computer or with access. The second one is at the phone. So these are the phone calls I have to make. I don't have to be near my computer. I can be even driving on my, drive to Tahoe from. So you need phone, and then at home, and then you can have whatever other labels, but there will be type.
The things that I can do only at work, right?
Exactly. Or the things that you can only do at home.
Yep.
You can even go more granular and say like at kitchen, but that's too much. Too many labels is also getting overwhelmed. But like I have, I think about 5 categories on the road. So if I'm driving somewhere and I have a pile of tasks that are on the road, I can stack them and do them all at once when I'm out. So I don't have to have a separate trip. So on my way to the dentist, I can also do stuff like that.
Yeah, but for example, that's beautiful because I do have many things I can do during the driving. For example, I can do a few phone calls that I planned. I can listen to some podcast or some other things that I really want. But the question is how I need to have a very handy place that I can get and say, oh, here's the things that I'm driving. Okay, let me do this.
Okay.
Let me do this.
So I use the system called Trello. It's part of the Atlassian ecosystem.
What is it?
It's
Atlassian, I know that the software, but
So Atlassian has
Oh,
Jira,
Jira, yeah, I know Jira, yeah.
but that's not, Trello is a separate thing. I think they acquired the company. It's
Oh, try it. How you say it?
I just texted you, Trello.
But you text it on
Um,
here it notes,
Zoom,
right?
yeah. I will transfer it to
But I don't see notes here. Oh,
okay,
maybe where is notes? Chat in the chat, right?
yes.
But why I don't see it?
Oh, what this?
Maybe it's not coming to me.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see
Okay.
Trello.
Okay, so you didn't see the previous notes with me.
Yes, I didn't. Great. Да, Italian.
Okay.
Putting things
I
down.
was typing in the wrong place. So Trello is it works for me because it has a metaphor of a card. So to me, transferring this onto a Trello card is super easy. Let me share my screen and I will show you how it looks like. And with Trello, you can email things to Trello and it becomes a Trello card, and you can there is a Chrome extension, there is share too. So find a good Trello board. Okay, you should see my
Yes. Oh, oh, beautiful.
so Trello has a concept of workspaces. And with a free version, which I use, you can have like 10 workspaces. So let's say I have learning workspace, and here I have a board. So I have Stanford because I'm in Stanford grad school. I have other
Oh, you
schools.
just remind me. Wow, you just remind me. It's like you talk to the boom. Oh, I forget. I need another action item.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because when they fire me, they allow me to take courses and paid for some, and $1,500. I use it and I register for Stanford in improving communication skills.
Perfect. That's a really great course.
Yeah, I have only I think 45 days to finish it, so I forget it, and you remind me, right? And I'm
So
just
there you go. So under Stanford, I have so there's a workspace and then there is a board. So Stanford board has a stack of cards.
Space basically is the area of that is meaning of things that is like under the category basically, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of like you can think of it as a Kanban board, but on steroids. So
yeah.
And I move stuff. So I have a board of thesis topics. So every time I think about the thesis, I write down the card and then I can.
By the way, thesis is kind of small summary, or what is the meaning of
Thesis, диссертация.
So it's not a summary; it's something bigger.
No, it's specific to my Stanford work.
No, just the meaning of the word in English.
Thesis is the dissertacja.
Dissertacja.
But it also has it's a concept of, it's like the main point in an essay.
I see. Okay, so it is a kind of summary
Thesis.
Or some, main idea.
So that's an example, and I just store stuff there. I'm not, and I can add all kinds of materials, but that's not a process board. It's a concept board. I have, let's see, on the Coursera, I have classes that I'm taking or I'm planning to take, and as I'm enrolling in one, I put it here. But let me find an example of a process type. So when I was job searching last year, I built this career workflow board. So to apply soon, every job lead that I would find on LinkedIn or elsewhere, I'll put it into the apply soon.
It looks like a notes, right? Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I so like it. I have everything in, so I will email or share to Trello from LinkedIn. So now I have a stack of these cards for each of the job leads. And then as I go through the process, I move them. So let's say I applied or I started working on it, I'll move this card here. And then after I apply, I will move it to the applied and then reached out to somebody. So I have this this workflow.
It looks like exactly Kanban board when you have a different level of readiness of something that is moving from less mature to more mature or whatever.
But
that's awesome.
That makes perfect sense to me, because once I start thinking about like everything is a project, everything is a program, right? I'm running a program of my life. So
the point, I want to share with you also, Lala, that I have a problem also, or character defect, that I rather put more time on planning and escape that way from acting. And I'm overwhelmed with all the nice super duper planning, and then I figure out that with this time I can do it in maybe in 20% of the time, and 40% I can put and do something really, literally.
It is not a character defect. It's a character trait. And it's a very, very common, it's always easier to do something that gives you
it's basically procrastinate me from the really to step in.
But why?
Because I think I have fear. I have fears of not succeed. I have fears of to be perfectionist. And let me prepare for that, because then I'm not ready yet. Let me and then rather than do, and that's.
I will send you a link on WhatsApp on 2 podcasts on procrastination that also were like eye-opener for me, because it explained to me why I have the same thing. I build this elaborate system instead of actually doing it. But once you put your stuff into that system, then you can begin executing, because your stack of cards can be boulders, sand, and like one workspace will be just for that.
For me, for example, let's say I will drive to work, because I would like to meet few people to say thank you, hello, and talk, because I only have 2 weeks left with the old work, right? So I would like to use it and meet people. By the way, I want to ask you to give me advice or what your view. I sent email a message on Teams to a few key people I work with, right? Before on a previous job, and I would like to use this quick talk that I'm going to have with these people, also to ask them to give me a honest feedback of what was like, where can be better, or what things that is, hopefully hoping that let them know that I'm leaving, right? That maybe they will be open and honest to me to emphasize things that I can improve in the future. So that was my thinking. I also would like to give appreciation. A few people was so awesome work with, so I really would like to say them from all my heart. Really, say thank you, and I really enjoy working with them.
Okay.
But I also would like to get some constructive points. So what you suggest? What you
Yes.
suggest, Lala?
Yes, let me not to get sidetracked, and I'm easily sidetracked, which is why I use notes again. I put your question on a post-it note, so I will return to it, but I want to finish the procrastination conversation. People are rewarded by the neurochemical called dopamine. You get a dopamine hit when you do something pleasant. So the job well done is a huge dopamine hit. But also putting things in order gives you this dopamine hit. You feel good about doing something because you are working, you're being productive, so you're getting rewarded by doing this. So it's not character flow, it's purely human to seek that dopamine hit because you're doing something constructive. Once you take that to the next step, and you anticipate the dopamine hit of getting that other thing done, the anticipation of a reward is actually also a very powerful dopamine hit, which is why people enjoy planning a vacation so much, sometimes even more than the actual vacation, because the anticipation is actually more powerful dopamine source than the actual act. So the dopamine hit you get from planning is pleasant. The task is to kind of retrain your brain to get reward out of completion of the task, and reminding yourself that you will get that dopamine hit. So that's perfectly normal, and you shouldn't beat yourself up. And my therapist prohibits me from using the word I should. It's like, there is no such thing. There is nothing that you should be doing. Whatever you're doing is what you're doing right now. That's your choice. Just accept it as your choice. Now I will send you that podcast on procrastination. So first of all, the appreciation is a super, super powerful. You will make their day or a week or a month maybe by saying something deep and sincere, and also make sure to put it on LinkedIn as an endorsement.
Okay, endorsement, right?
Right. Yeah.
Not the because I used, there is also bigger version. I don't remember how it like reference, not reference, recommendation. Oh,
yeah, that's what I meant, recommendation.
Or recommendation, but
so there are two things. Endorsement is when they have listed their skills, you can endorse them, the skills, which is also an important thing to do. But the words, the recommendation is, it will stay on the record, and it will not only help them in whatever future career pursuits, but it's also a really gratifying thing to come back and look at. I look at my recommendations on my LinkedIn profile, and it just gives me this kind of ego boost, like, oh my God, yes.
But should I limit this number, because I can get easily like another 10 recommendations?
Why not? Why limit?
Too much? No, not such.
No. But each one gets only one. So
yeah. So what I did is there have been two guys that previously been reported to me in applied and been laid off together with me. Before laid off, there was a restructure and then been placed under we've been placed in the same role under the same manager on the same level. But I feel uh, responsible for those guys because I was managing them for a couple of years or a year and some. So what I did is I helped them as much as I can to find a job. So I reviewed the resume and I gave them a recommendation, both of them. So yeah, I did this, and one of them already found a job and applied, and I feel great about that because I have both of them. And by the way, the fact that I found a job, I do believe, well, it's different topic. We can talk about that because I believe in giving and then
Oh,
receiving.
absolutely.
So and when they when I have a lot of fears, and my one of the things that I use as a I practice very well. I really do is the consciousness when I try to look inside of me every minute, but sometimes I miss it. So when the fire laid off me, I saw a lot of fears. The things coming to my mind like I'm not young anymore. I can all this. Oh, how I can find a job and all this, and then I ask to guidance from my higher power, and the ultimate thing is to help others. So I said, oh, there's two other guys who have been laid off with me, and I kind of, so let's go and help them. And I went and talked to them and give them some tips where to look. I reviewed the resume, gave them feedback on the resume, make markups. I gave them a LinkedIn. I review LinkedIn, and I got a job also.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how. I mean, I'm 100% know that this is how it works this way
Oh,
because
absolutely, absolutely.
okay,
You create positive energy by helping people, but you also do it not to get a reward. You just do it to help them. That's important thing. You don't get it to get some karma points. You do it because you genuinely want to help people.
yeah, and I did it because this is how it works for me to get rid of my fears. So
Right.
when I see fears, I say, yeah, if I see, sometimes I miss it, but if I see these fears, I said, okay, what I can do better, what I can help others, and then this clear answer came to me. This here is the you can do, and yeah, it worked. So so now when I go to meet, so let's move to the point of meeting
Yep.
with.
Let me give you a formula. You ask people you ask them 3 questions. That's 4. 3.
You mean now when I meet
Yes.
the old?
Yep. In my new work, in my new journey, based on what you know about me, what should I do more?
But how I say in my new journey. So I'm saying, okay, I'm leaving, I'm going to a new job.
Right. I'm starting a new job. It's a new journey. It's a new page. And we work together. So you know me, you know how I operate. So I'll ask you 3 questions. One is what I should be doing more of when I start. And it can be go out for lunch with your coworker more, or send more emails, or send more frequent status updates, whatever it is. Do more of something that you're already doing, but they would, or give more advice. You're it's technical leader, so share your technical knowledge. I don't know what they will say, but what should I be doing more of what I have been doing?
Understand.
What, and then, so you start with that because you want to lead with positive, and then what should I do less of? less dad jokes, less, fewer meetings,
Yeah.
less,
Sometimes I do jokes, and maybe my sense of humor not everyone can understand. That's
it's their problem,
that. Well,
but you
yeah.
can gauge. I know that I have this dry sense of humor, and sometimes people don't get it. And
Sometimes I'm saying in a list of like we should yeah. Sometimes we will go with summary of myself, and I was 2 points I made to someone. I send a message like he asked me, Alexei, send me a like quick summary about yourself with your resume, and I attached resume, and I basically made few points that I mentioned like resourceful program manager, open-minded, can do attitude, uh, out of the box thinking, can get complicated things done. This is what that described me pretty well, rather than just resume. And then two last points I made, and I really believe I have it. One is common sense, that is in whatever I do at work. So and the last one was sense of humor. So this
it's
what
important. It's important.
oh yeah, yeah,
But it has to be done tactfully. When
I see.
you cannot like literally translate Russian jokes into English, because the context will be lost. So you have to kind of keep your audience in mind. My mother is trying to make jokes, but they just like they don't work, because it's so do more
Do
of,
less.
do less, and continue doing. So don't change a thing. This works. This works perfectly. What you do is just the right amount of that thing. So don't change anything. So the 3 questions: do more, do less, keep doing.
Nice.
And that's just a way to frame it, because
But no, I understand. That's basically get a
it gives
very
them
critical.
structure, right? Giving feedback.
Yeah, I would like also to give, right?
Right.
To emphasize maybe good things that I really like and appreciate when I've been working with this person.
Yeah, it's a
Should I
wonderful thing
start
to do.
with that maybe, and then later to go to my or how I say? I mean, the name of the guy Rami. I saying Rami. I'm kind of winding down. I didn't find any. I didn't find. Is it correct? I think in English. Sometimes I'm mistaken in English. So you correct me if I'm saying grammar not well. I haven't found. Oh, I haven't found any job at applied. So I'm moving out, and I would like to first of all appreciate and give you a couple of good points about how I've been enjoying working with you. Right.
Let me make a suggestion. If you start by giving them praise and then you ask for feedback, I think there will be some kind of a
I
bias.
see. Biased for yeah, let me please you too, right?
Right, exactly. So I think you should ask for feedback and then provide this affirmation.
Okay.
One other thing I wanted to so LinkedIn, grab a glass of wine if you drink wine or whatever is
No,
your.
no. I'm sober person, so
Okay, well, grab a cup of tea and
yep.
spend a pleasant evening just writing this wonderful things about people that you worked with. It will be good for your soul, and write as many as you can. There is no limit as to how many people you can praise.
LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, in LinkedIn.
I just met a few days ago before we went to Tahoe. I also stopped at work, and I met one guy, and I still like him, and he liked me. He gave me so great. He was so shocked that I was put on this list of people, and of course yeah. But anyhow, I want to So, okay, yeah, I need to just stop and write something for those people. And he is awesome guy. I really so like to work with him. He's always good attitude, hardworking, you know. Uh,
So it's give
so
them
I need
the
to do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
give
Thank you very
him
much.
a gift of feedback.
Feedback. So I will do this same way, right? I will
Yep.
send them like what I think is it what I'm going to write, and they usually they saying, "Okay, Alexei, or
Yeah.
maybe fix it and send it back," and then I place it
Right.
officially.
Well, you do it right there in LinkedIn. When you write an endorsement, it goes to them for approval. So you don't need to like do an email. It just
Oh, I see. So I see. So but if they don't like it or would like to change
yeah,
things,
they will tell you. It's again, it's all happening in the LinkedIn interface.
so they will kind of
Yep.
send it back to me
Yep.
for another revision.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's all done right there in LinkedIn. And it's an absolutely great thing. I when I
I'll
have
do
like a
that.
bad
Thank
day,
you very much for it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, but thinking in a way that, selfish way of, okay, let me talk to a few people who can give me a good feedback, and I also give them good feedback. But I rather go and give
yep.
all people I appreciate, and then see what's going on.
I one of the core advices that I give to people with whom I work on like the career life strategy, not just job search, is you make do help people without asking for anything in return. Just do nice things for people, because you are making a deposit into a bank of goodwill. So you're building relationship, you're giving them positive feedback, you're helping them on a project, you're
No, that's absolutely aligned with my
right.
motto, giving and then receiving as a result.
Right. So, but like you make these deposits in the bank of
And I
goodwill,
will
and
not,
you may never ever need to draw on that bank, but if you
yeah,
do, it's already there and you built it.
yes, no, I understand. I will not build any expectation. I just give
Right.
them.
Right.
That will be
Right.
perfect.
It's
Okay.
not a quid pro
You
quo.
know, even this, only this point is make my talk to you is super, super, super good, super grateful. Yeah, that's
My uh in this whole concept of being of help, I help people part of okay. When I was thinking about my values and what I bring to the table, I realized that in my career, and I was, from frontline technical support engineer to the global VP, the one thing that I'm most proud of is that, 5 people that I hired in frontline job positions are now senior VPs here in the Valley. And I helped them get there. And I know that because they actually wrote about it in my LinkedIn, and they tell me that I helped them to grow by coaching them and mentoring them. And we continue that long after we parted ways professionally. And that gives me so much joy and so much satisfaction that I'm actually now retooling my next leg of the journey to actually focus on this career strategy, because that's what gives me joy. And most of the work I do is pro bono. I help Ukrainian refugees with unlimited engagement until for as long as they need it. I don't charge them, so it's entirely pro bono. But it gives me this, like, the least I can do to help. I cannot go and fight on the front line, but I can help people that are misplaced and going through
there are
terrible.
many here.
Yeah.
There are many here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
know.
one thing I wanted to bring up and regarding communication. I'll give you 3 pieces of advice.
Communication.
Yes, any type of communication. First of all, bottom line up first.
What is it?
Bottom line up first.
Oh yeah, bottom line first. Bottom line first, right?
Yes. Bottom line up first.
What do you mean up? Bottom line.
So you say your
Bottom
main
line
point.
up. Okay, up is because
Up
I will
first.
say, oh, I will say like bottom line first, but you're saying bottom line up.
Up first. Well, it's visually, I just visualize that you put this like on the very top, right?
Got you. Okay, that will help
And
me.
this is why people, you have this notion in your head, you have an idea, and you arrived at this idea
Oh,
through.
just a second. You know, Lala, this is I would like you to listen because it's my previous boss. I asked him if we can talk with feedback.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, I see.
Hey, Ludo, how are you doing?
Not bad. What's happening?
That's good. I'm kind of yeah, I wanted to talk to you about you know, summarize things and appreciation and other things that we went through and get you some feedback as well. Looking forward. So this is why I wanted to talk to you, maybe 10-15 minutes, meet you face to face. Yeah.
I cannot do face because I'm abroad.
Oh, I
I'll be
see.
back on the- I'll be back on the 21st, but I know I'm in Europe. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. But do you have a few minutes now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much for calling. I just wanted, you know, I look inside of the applied and I don't see much. Even a few people been very open and try to help, but some you know, status of the business was not super excited right now. So yeah, so bottom line, it's looks like I will not get anything to continue with applied materials.
Okay.
And yeah,
I'm something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm all found a full-time position in H, so that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Eric wanted to give me some temporary thing, but it didn't work out as I see. Yeah, so yeah, I took some time off, and maybe we'll think and work on my career. Just what I wanted to check with you is, you know, what you will suggest with our time and our time, great time, and it was so exciting for me, and I learned so much. But I would like to know what you suggest me, like to do more or and to do less. So from the things, you know me as my manager, and we spent a lot of time together. So just looking forward, right? What you suggest me to do more?
You'll find something that you in the
No, in terms of improving, right? So maybe I was not doing something should do enough. What what you suggest me to spend for my next journey? What you suggest me to be better or to spend more time on? I don't know, communication, or I don't know, talk to more to manager more often, or to subordinates, or to set more meetings, or to be more organized. I don't know what you suggest me to be better on, or doing more.
I think being more organized and spend more time on getting things moving, right? The right direction is always good. And then understand the sweet scope of the project, right? And then make sure we have the right resource and they are distributed in the right place, right?
Mm-hmm.
if she wants to stay doing program management or something else. Right?
Mhm.
I don't know if you decided that on your side.
Mhm.
What's your thinking? You want to stay?
I might,
more?
yeah, I was thinking maybe to go more, still have some part of that, but maybe more technical role. I don't know what you think about this, like more on engineering side, system side, like system way. I don't. What do you think? You think I can be successful in this, or?
Yeah, I think the whole group was the scope was pretty broad, right? It maybe was too broad for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. So maybe you where things are more clear and better. And the scope maybe not yet broad, right?
Mhm.
But I'm not trying. Yeah. You have a lot of experience, right? You should also be one that knows what you really want to do next, right?
Yeah.
That has to come from you, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, you had many different roles before, so you should determine which one is the one that suits you best, right?
Yeah. No, but from you, what you think? Maybe I can do. I will doing less. That I've been doing too much. Maybe in what I've been doing. Mm.
Well, I don't know nowadays if the project changed a lot and we are really over there, so that's not something you are in control of, right? So I'm trying to decide because of this project.
No, yeah, I understand that. I just for my career development, I just try to get your advice as my manager who knows my plus and minuses, and see what maybe I was doing too much on of I don't know meetings or I don't know or other things, and maybe I should put more emphasis on other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, some of the projects with Michael was not going well, and I think they are not connected enough there to.
Mhm. I see.
You know, because I think more, you know,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
originally, so
Yeah. Okay. Yes, definitely.
I think that has the majority.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it tries to get you to improve, but at some point, that's the point that beyond improvement. Right?
Mhm, mhm.
I think Michael was right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was yeah, listening to the feedback from others and plugged in, correct?
Mhm, mhm,
That's cool.
mhm.
Yeah, I think maybe I think too broad of a scope and then not enough checking on things, right?
Mhm.
Like it's go something fuck with it and then didn't go well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I see. What I got you. Thank you very much. And what any good thing, or like not good, but yeah, maybe good things. What you suggest me to continue doing? What you think that I'm good?
Well, actually, it was better, but that one we were personally engaged and driving it. I think that was better, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were being a little detailed and you were pushing it and everything getting better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think more of that from all of that aspect. It's good.
Basically, personal involvement in this project that you think was pretty successful, right?
Yeah, like a great way to
Mm-hmm.
But also, looking back, we should have disconnected from the
Yeah. But
every choice that was made during that time was not very good. Like
yeah, basically, if we decide something, we need to act on that faster, right? We talked about, but I'm was maybe to just move on and do it, right?
Yeah, because a lot of mistake was made on the early time when we were not Shiva's responsibility at the time, but then became our problem, right?
Yeah.
So we pulling out the burden on Shiva too much, I guess, due to that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't see that as a big success, right? Like, it's just because you always spend so much time and money, and we got nothing to show for, and we have to make a new food, like, someplace a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
The inkjet, same thing, the contribution from GS was not that great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But at least to this the running, but there's still a ton of issues not being really addressed. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. To be more, probably more pushy
Mm-hmm.
and then more bringing the solution to how do we fix the model that doesn't work, right? Yeah, probably escalate to higher level as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
broke up another tuner and tried to fix it. We didn't fix it. It doesn't take a long time. So it's not just you, it's everybody in general. Right? That's not better.
I see. Okay. Makes sense.
So yeah, it's better to speak up
Gotcha.
and this is not gonna work. Right? But,
That's a good feedback.
yeah.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Yeah, but I hope you find something good and that you like as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you know.
Yeah, and I always emphasize this previously, but I would like to also to let you know that you're one of the things that I really admire in terms of the technical and high level view. You was always amazed me in a way that you was catching things quick and ask the right questions. So you technically just amazed me. So I just wanted to say you just did very well. Yeah, I really think so. Yeah. So anyhow, and you also have a sense of humor that I also appreciate. So that's very important. Yeah. Thanks, Ludo. Yeah. Anyhow, I will move on, and we will be in contact. And thank you for all this time. Maybe I will see you.
When is your TNP finished?
It's end of the month, 25th.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not too many new things that apply.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. They may have more. I mean, doing some LC stuff going on early. So that may create some new opportunities. So we should keep looking.
Yeah, I will keep my eyes open. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I will stop by, and if I see you, we'll say hello. But but anyhow, it was great. A great time.
And back on the 21st. So,
I see. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, and thank you very much for your time. And
no problem.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah.
That was lovely.
Сейчас, секунду. Да, у нас время кончилось. Но это был мой начальник, который как раз, который меня и поставил туда, я так думаю. Ну, вернее, как, он уже стал у меня начальник моего начальника, да, но я с ним долго работал один, и он француз, вот, очень технический, грамотный, очень сильный технический мужик, политик хороший, я так понимаю. Может быть, иногда нечестный и так далее, но я его не... То, что есть, как говорится. Но он мне дал несколько вещей. Он был... То есть те вещи, которые я понял, да, то есть он говорил быстрее эскалейт, делать акт на вещи, которые мы вроде как договорили, а я как, может быть, их как-то драк. Не все было так просто, и я мог, потому что там политика еще, то есть те люди, с которыми были не очень работали, они были инженеры в основном в группе, которые подчинялись другому мужику, который был в параллель к моему начальнику. И даже если бы я, то есть получался иногда я мог бы быть тем человеком, я не хотел быть в конфликте. Может быть, я боялся этого, говоря о том, что люди действительно не перформ хорошо. Oh, sorry, I'm speak Russian. So I was not always, wanted to go into conflict in a ways of saying, okay, guys, you're not doing the great job, and pushing them because, yeah.
Well, you can do it without labeling it in a negative.
Yeah, I need to learn about that also, how I can provide constructive feedback that is negative in a way of, this may be what
I can help with that certainly, because
Okay.
I've been practicing on my daughter. So a couple of things before we go. That was a great conversation. I didn't hear his part as much, but it doesn't matter, because what matters is your side. And I love that you used the tool that I gave you, but I want to invite you to use it more in a more structured way.
Means
you will, because it's being recorded, you will hear yourself. You can rewatch it, but you asked the right questions, but you bundled them all together, and you didn't give him a space to answer one by one.
I see. I needed shut up and listen, right? So like,
I wouldn't put it that way, but so I remember my point about 3 points. The reason I do that is that I give the person I'm talking to a structure, so they know there will be 3 questions.
But should I say them 1, 2, 3, or should I say 1 and listen?
You will say, I have 3 questions for you, and I hope you can help me. So there are 3. Let me start with this. What should I do more of? And then you let him talk. And if you feel that he is not understanding the question, you can give examples, but don't you spend a lot of words on explaining. And
that's my big I don't know if I mentioned to you, Lala, that one of the feedback that I was doing the interview with, and this feedback came with the very high level person that was the last one I've interviewed with, saying I over explaining. He is over explaining about me. This was my hiring manager told me when he got a feedback of this high level person.
And that brings back the concept of bluff.
You know this, right? This is what you mentioned basically.
Yes. Bottom line up first. You have logical mind, so you arrived at some conclusion, some decision through a reasoned logical process. So you want naturally, kind of organically, you want to lead the person along the way with you, so they will arrive at the same point. But they don't know where you're going, because they don't know that final conclusion that you already arrived at. So they will be lost in the middle of it. tell them your point up front. I'm going to ask you about things I should do more of, or I have decided that the right course of action would be to do this. And then you give them highlights, not the entire reasoning process, but just some facts to support your decision. If they have questions, you can go and explain more, but you need to give them where you're going with this. Because otherwise they lose the track because they don't have the context. The context is in your head. It's super clear to you. They don't know that. So instead of leading them up, so the analogy I use is all those, let's say, opening statement of in a trial. The prosecutor or the other side, they will say, well, let's say defense attorney, my client is innocent. He did not commit this crime. He could not have committed this crime. He didn't have the motive, opportunities. So okay, so that's the statement. That's the opening statement. That's the bottom line up first. Then he will lay out several major points, not the entire trial worth, but like main points. And then he will say, in conclusion, I want to reemphasize again that my client is innocent. So you open with your main points, you give some supportive arguments, and then you close with that same statement. That's why it's like, again, it's a three-piece structure.
Yes.
And the more times you begin thinking in this terms of three, you build this system in your brain that you're logically now beginning to think this way.
Good.
Three, bottom line up first. You say, in communications classes, sometimes they use this example. Tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell it, then tell them what you just told them.
Okay.
It's a mouthful, and I will write it out.
But that's great that I have this training with you, listening to me and giving me feedback.
Yep.
That was awesome. Thank you.
That's exactly the way to get structured. Think in terms of three, because you can break down anything into 3 points or 3 categories. There's always 3 points you can make.
Yeah.
But you by announcing that you will have 3 questions, you're already giving them the structure. So you're building kind of track so they know. Are you interested in photography at all or in art?
No.
Okay. I wanted to give you a photography example. There is a concept of a leading line in photography, in art, generally speaking. Like you're looking at an image and the artist wants you to look at something that's the most important piece of the picture. So the composition will lead your eye to that point. That is what the picture is all about. And there are several methods. One of them is leading lines. So you kind of have this visual line that leads you to that main point. So for people who are into art or photography, this really resonates, but you can think about it as like building tracks. So they know where the train is going. And it's not like all over the place. So people need structure and conversation. So bottom line up first, tell them what you're going to tell them. Then tell your story short. And then close by repeating what you just said, because there is some science behind why 3 is, people need to hear something 3 times before it sinks in.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so I will give you 3 points, or I'll ask you 3 questions, or let me, even in an interview, like, well, so there are 3 points I want to make in response to your question. And you just like it's like a mental bookmark for yourself that you have to make the 3 points, not 5, not 7, not 1. And you kind of mentally start count. And it also keeps yourself on track because you know there are 3 points.
Okay.
It's not an amorphous
No, I got you.
word cloud.
I will train it. I will.
It takes practice, it takes discipline, but you will you are a logical analytical person. I think it will be natural to you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Vala. So what is the next? What next? When we will have next?
Well, so you're working next week. We
No, not all. I have 2 days that I'm not working, and I definitely we can meet.
we
Um,
have
if,
I have it on my calendar for Tuesday at 4. Is that gonna work?
Yes, Tuesday at 4 will work.
Okay. All right, and then depending on how it goes, maybe we can.
And you will send me the.
It's already. It should be
It's
on.
already okay.
Yeah, it's on the calendar. I will send you some.
15. No, yeah, 15.
Yes.
4 o'clock. Got you.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got it.
I made a couple of notes of things to send to you, so I will send them.
Thank you, Vala. And from the scope of that we planned, I will work on that. So I will. I should have enough time to prepare myself for our next meeting.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. Sounds great. Enjoy your weekend. I'm hitting the road in an hour to go watch the meteor shower tonight.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. That's
I'm
awesome for you.
so looking forward to that.
Nice.
It's in the Central Valley, so there is clear
Are you going
skies.
to make a picture? So
Yeah. It's
Oh.
it's astrophotography workshop.
Wow, that's
I'm a very enthusiastic photographer, not like a pro level, but I probably like advanced amateur. So I love doing it. It speaks to both parts of my personality, the technical and the creative.
I see.
All right.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture. Okay, take care. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Wow, it
Talk
was
to you
great.
next week. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.